Okay, so the context here is first I'm doing this 355 single. I think that's like 161 kilos. And then afterwards you're gonna see me take a 375 single, and they're both gonna look pretty easy. So these are 2 reps that I wouldn't have done previous throughout this kind of squat everyday thing. I've been doing 6 reps in total. So here's a 375. That's like I think 166 kilos or so, or 165. These are, or no, actually closer to 170. But yeah, those are 2 reps that I haven't been doing previously. I've been only doing the 6 squat reps of the whatever weight I'm currently at, and then just building out until I get all 6 reps in a single set. The past 2 days, so yesterday and the day before, I did 355 for 5 on both days. And I realized, like, things up until that point, things have been like coasting along pretty smoothly, and then it was just getting increasingly more difficult to add weight or to add reps and to progress. And so here's the 355 for 6 that I was aiming for over the past 2 days. I thought the reason that I wasn't able to progress or add reps or add weight very easily anymore was because my body was simply adapting to the stimulus. So I broke it down to 2 possibilities. Number one, okay, first of all, this is my pull-up workout. Additional 55 pounds for 5 reps, so that's progressing as well. But anyways, there was 2 possibilities. Number one, actually let me switch to video. There's 2 possibilities. There's 2 reasons you can plateau. Number one, you're over fatigued, and like you've accumulated enough fatigue to the point where things just aren't going well anymore. Your body's not recovering in time for the next session, so you're not progressively getting stronger. Or number 2, your body's adapted to whatever stimulus that you're already doing so that it's recovering well and it's recovering in time for the next session, so much so that like things are balanced. Like you're used to the stimulus, your body's not gonna say, okay, now I need to get stronger to adapt to this new thing that you're giving me. It's basically like your body is like kind of maxed out on that stimulus. It's ready to handle that. So when you give it that stimulus, it's like, okay, well, I just need to recover from this, get back to baseline. That's why you see a lot of beginners progress very rapidly, because they haven't done anything prior to that point, and their body is kind of in overdrive. Like, oh, I gotta get my stuff together. I gotta like really like build some muscle, put some things together in order to get ready. So they're able to progress very fast because they're not used to anything at all. And then more advanced lifters, it takes a lot more. You got to throw a lot more specific work at them in order to get them to advance. So in my case, I think, at least my theory is, there's no way to prove this, but at least my theory is that since I've been doing these 6 reps for like quite a while, things are starting to slow down. They haven't come to a complete halt yet, but I don't want them to. So basically what I'm saying is, I think I'm in the second option. I think my body has gotten used to what I'm doing, and as a result, I'm not driving progress as easily or as fast anymore. So my initial solution to this was to add 2 reps to the back of the workout to kind of increase the number of reps that I was doing, increase the workload, and as a result, like keep driving progress. And if I got progressively more beat up or got worse at that point, then I would know that it was actually the first option. I was too fatigued. I can back off and make the necessary adjustments. I was going to add that to the back of the workout because that's just what made sense. Just like adding the reps, but like that kind of thing didn't excite me, and I thought another part of the whole process would be excitement and like my willingness to train. So instead I added them to the front of the workout. I'm doing a single that's at 105% of whatever my working set is. So 355 times 1.05 was roughly around 375. That's why I took that single. And then I hit the 355 for 6. So I'm not going to focus on like that first weight, that initial weight. That's just going to be a percentage of whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm working on for that day. So since I hit those 6 reps, now I'm moving up to 365, and I'm going to progress that in the exact same fashion. I'm going to start with triples, and I'm going to expand that out until I can get all 6 reps. Okay, that's kind of a long body weight squat. I've been squatting that whole time. But another reason for doing this is that essentially, if you lift a heavier weight before your lighter weights, you're kind of primed and ready to go, right? So one issue I've had is that like as I get stronger, the weights are just feeling progressively more heavy because I'm not neurologically primed to lift those heavy weights. So when I was benching every day, I did something similar. I would always take a single that I think was like, I don't remember the exact percentage. It's like 105 to 110% of whatever I was working on for that day. And I was working in pretty high reps. So that single was pretty easy. This single, also pretty easy. It felt heavy because I'm not used to the heavy weights. So another reason for doing a heavier weight instead of just tacking reps on at the end is that it will help me get more primed neurologically, so I can get things to fire, I can get good tightness, and I can be ready for those heavy weights and adapt to that change. So yeah, that's the plan moving forward. The pull-ups are still in a stage where they're progressing every day. Things are feeling good. And yeah, I guess the only other significant change is I'm focusing on squeezing like a lot more muscles and kind of just being tighter as a whole. So today when I was doing my squats, I tried to have an actively tighter upper back, squeezing my lats, because the reasoning for this is the more muscles you're recruiting, the better your what is it, like adjacent muscles, the muscles next to them, fire as well. So I tried that today just to give it a test run and to see if those kinds of things would improve my lifting, and they most certainly did, especially on my pull-up. I feel I squeezed my butt a lot more on my pull-up and just squeezed my core and general tightness, and things just floated up there. So those are the two things. The plan moving forward include that 105% single, not 105% of my 1 rep max, 105% of the working weight that I'm working on for that day. And so that's one extra rep. I'm also doing whatever weight I'm working on for that day as well before that as kind of a warm-up. So today was 355 single, which is what I ended up doing for my working set, my 355 for 6, and then 375, which is the 105%, and then the same exact workout that I've been doing this entire time. So hopefully those 2 extra reps, so I tack them on in the beginning instead of the end, are going to be enough to just keep me going. What I really want to happen, and I'm not sure if it will, is to be able to continue this kind of momentum until I'm in the 400s every day. So I've squatted 405 before. I'm hoping to do that again, but for reps. And then once I'm there, that's a place that I'm going to be very happy with. If I'm very fatigued at that point, basically at any point that I get fatigued, then it's time to back off, let my body kind of bounce back like a rubber band and just shoot into new heights that I wasn't previously capable of. So yeah, I mean, 6-minute talk.